Good morning for Ms. Nomin Tsembel. I will start from this event today. Good morning. I hope you have a good food, and for this event will be really shortly. I will introduce our speaker today. First, we have Ms. Nomin Tsembel as a lecturer of Department of Accounting and Engineering from Mandakh University, Mongolia. And then we have Mr. Bibi Adi Alfianto for opening speech for this event today. And I hope this event will be enjoyable and worthy of knowledge. I will share for session today. We will listen opening speech from Mr. Bibi, and then we have presentation for Ms. Nomin Tsembel, and we will continue with Q&A session, and then we have a take a photo together, and I'll continue in a closing. Maybe for the next session, we will listen opening speech by Mr. Bibi Adi Alfianto. For Mr. Bibi, the time is yours. Thank you.
Okay.
My voice is clear. Yes, my voice is clear. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, maybe.
Excuse me, the voice is beeping.
Yes. You can hear
Oh,
my
yeah.
voice clearly.
Now, okay, yes. Okay, thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone for being here with me today and spending your valuable time to hear my small presentation today. And it's my honor to share a little from my research work today, because I usually do the research on the personalized online advertising and online works. And so today I want to share a little bit on it. Okay, today's topic is personalized online advertising, the two-edged sword. The name is, from the name you can see the two-edged sword, because the personalized, sorry, could you please share my PPT file?
Sure, just a moment, please.
Okay, thank you. From the beginning, please. From the first slide. Okay. They name the two-edged sword because however, the personalized online advertising has much benefit to the marketers and companies and businesses. On the other hand, it has negative effects on the consumer because they use the personal data of the users and they sell it for their advertising purposes. So I would like to talk about the pros and cons of the personalized online advertising today. Next, please. Okay, this is an advertising. This key is just the banner. And also, the lower one is also an advertisement. The difference is the first one is just generic advertisement, and the lower one is personalized advertisement. The meaning is that this advertisement is just focused on one person, one consumer. The companies can offer different special offer or different special coupon to the different users based on their characters and last purchasing history. Next, please. So the advertising, now the world is full of advertising. You can just wake up in the morning, just beeping sound of your phone and coming the email about the advertising, and turning on the TV just shows the advertisement, and driving the car, you can see the full of banners. They all persuade you to something to buy you. So here, I would like to just mention the evolution of the advertising. The first advertisement in the world just recorded track back to the 3000 BC in Egypt. You can see the archaeological professionals found this advertising in Egypt, and if you translate this, it shows that one slaveholder wants to find his slave and asking the other people to find his slave, and he will reward the golden coin. And now this piece of rock is noted that the first advertisement in the world. So that with the help of the technology advancement, people can use the print and copy machine to print all the advertisement. So before the internet, the television advertisement, newspaper advertisement, and just handouts were popular. However, the emergence of the internet and computer could help the advertisers and marketers to share their advertisement easily through the internet. In that case, the information dissemination was just only one way. The marketers and companies can share their information to the customers, but they couldn't get the information back from the customers. However, also the social media, with the help of the social media, the marketers and companies could hear the voices of customers. They can understand their customers' needs and customers' voice and customer behavior. But this technological advancement has also the negative effect on the customer. I will later talk about more on this topic. Also, the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the digital advertising. All the people uses the computer and mobile phone all the time because of the pandemic. Then in that time, digital advertising has drastically risen. Next, please. From this chart, you can see the internet advertising revenue from 1996 to 2020. In 1996, there was a little, just few people could use the computer, and at that time, the whole internet advertising revenue was only $30 million, but in 2020, it has risen up to $45 billion. You can see the drastically improving and drastically sharpening rises from this chart. Next, please. Here, it can show the desktop vs mobile advertising revenue for the full years to 2012 to 2020. In 2012, the desktop computer advertising was accounted 91%, comparing to the only 9% in mobile phone advertisement. However, the changes, you can see the changes between this desktop advertising has fallen down, while the mobile phone advertisement has risen drastically up to 70% in 2020. Next, please. In this chart, you can see that the two companies, the blue one stands for the Google, and the other one, the black one, is the Facebook or the Meta companies, and they are the two big players in the online advertising platforms. And the others accounts a little percent compared to them. So the biggest players are Google and Facebook, or the Meta. They collects the user data and then uses this data to deliver the advertisement back to the consumers. Next, please. Okay, the marketing concept usually focused on the group of people, and they study the group of people's interest and their likes and behaviors, location, address, or the trends of the group of people, and then analyzed their interest and behavior and produced the standardized one product and delivered that one product or services to all the people. But with the help of technology, next, marketing concept has shifted to the customer concept. In this case, marketers can use the customer data and focus on only one customer. For example, they only focus on me and Nomin, and then they use my data to deliver the special advertisement only to me, or only to or specific one person. It can help the marketers to sharply increase their marketing revenues and sales revenues. Next, please. To know the one customers, marketers uses and collects the customer data to know them well. And then, based on their known behavior, they deliver personalized product, personalized service, or personalized advertisement. Next. And they can communicate with every customer next. Okay, then I said that the internet is full of free websites. Over 92% of the websites collect the user data. They collect the user cognitive styles and how they think. And for example, after visiting the sport website, they usually tend to Amazon to search for the sport sneaker or the sport training shoes, etc. And the celebrity affinity, browser behavior, and demographic data, for example, in Mongolian demographic data and Indonesian demographic data. Also, the previous purchase history. For example, if the consumer see the sport training shoes, and whether he or she purchased that product or not. If he purchased that training shoes, this person can be noted that the potential customer, and they follow the potential customer for the future. Also, the card number and password and many data, they collect it. Next, please. So how do they collect your data and how do they collect and uses the data? Next. The first one is the online behavioral targeting. For here you can see the web page we visited. If we visit one web page and we see some products on the e-commerce website, and sometimes we just drop that product to our shopping basket or wish list. Then we visit another website, but we can steal that product in another website. It's called behavioral targeting, because the most of the website sells their banners. For example, 97% of the websites sell their banners to the Google company. Then Google companies can follow your tracked data to every website you visit. For example, in here, you can see that product and see that website and the product advertisement, the Yahoo page. This is also can happen in Facebook or social accounts. Next, please. Next way is the contextual advertisement. This is a less harmful form of the advertisement because this is a kind of direct advertisement. Here I can find this photo. I took that photo from the Expedia traveling website, and if you want to go to the Las Vegas, and then I will search for the flight to the Las Vegas, and then I type up the Las Vegas in here from the April 11th to the 12th of the April. Then you can see the related Las Vegas advertisements below. It's clear assumption that if the one person wants to go to the Las Vegas, this person also wants to search for the hotels. Then searching terms and connected to the advertisement in Las Vegas. So also it can happen in the email advertisement. If you write about your friends, if you write about your new puppy to your friends in email, then you can receive the dog training advertisement by email. It's highly possible internet advertisement. Next, please. Next one is browser-based tracking. You all know this kind of advertisement with the name of the cookie, because when we use the websites, they want to install or allow their cookies. That cookies are installed in our searching engine or browsers. Then they track every movement we do the online. For example, this person visited this person wants to find the computer. Then another computer advertisements will come to every website or social media platforms. I can receive it. However, people can have the ability or control not to allow the cookies. Some of the websites will not show their information or will not provide their service online if we don't allow their cookies. On here, you can see the Bloomberg's privacy policy. It declares that, however, it is possible that some parts of this website will not function properly if you disable cookies, which means only we can accept their cookies and use their website. So, but the one way we have is After allowing their cookies, after that, we just delete their cookies from our browsers. Next, please. Another one is stealth browser-based tracking. This one is different from the previous, that this tracking software is installed to local shared objects. For example, the Adobe's Flash multimedia software or another software. In this case, even if we clearing our caches, our cookies, still we couldn't escape from the advertisement in this case. The next one is internet service provider-based tracking. This form of the advertising and the collecting data method is the most harmful form, because every computer, every devices, every mobile phones have their own IP addresses, and that IP addresses are used connected to the internet service provider. Then internet service providers are collecting our data based on our IP addresses. In this case, even if we have the good internet or the mobile literacy, we can use the good internet ability to use. In this case, we couldn't know whether they use our data, whether they collect our data for their advertisement purposes, or whether they use our movements to sell their third parties. So it's very harmful form. Next, please. So there is some sayings in the marketing that when the something is free, you are the product. For example, Google and Facebook, Instagram services are for free. They didn't charge for anything for their services. However, they collect our data and then use their data to target and use their data to sell their third-party advertisement. And there is also, I would like to mention that the word of the Meglena Kuneva, she said the personal data is the new oil of the internet and the new currency of the digital world, which means we pay for the Facebook or the Google with our new currency, which are our customer information. So please be careful when you use the internet or when you use the websites, whether they collect your data or not. And please change your settings to which data you can share and which data you cannot share. And also, I suggest you to periodically change or periodically clear your browsing history or clearing the caches. Next, please. Here, the personalization is into the product, services, or advertisement. And I want to share this photo for the product. Personalized product is also available. They can, the brands all have their standard line and also have their personalized line. In this case, Adidas shoes have the 30% more costly than the standard line if you want your personalized shoes. For example, I want to change the laces. I want to have my favorite number on my shoes, and then you can pay 30% more cost to the Adidas shoes. Next, please. the personalized service is usually used for the restaurants or bank services, and these are very specific connection between the service provider and the customer. So the service providers and marketers wants to know their customers very well, like your best friend. So they want to know your information, and they tend to buy your information from the websites. Next, please. And then also I mentioned that the email personalization is popular form of the personalized online advertising. This is an example. The first one is the not personalized advertisement, which means this advertisement is for the all people. But another one is for the personalized advertisement. This example shows this email is just sent to one person and offering specific sales or coupons or products to the one person. But some people doesn't like the personalized advertisement because my friend received 50% off from this product, or she can get the specific offer, but I didn't receive that offer. Then those people are angry with that companies, so they have the negative reactions to the companies. Personalized. Next, please. So if we list the pros and cons, the pros can be users receive more personalized messages and communications than before, which means internet is full of information and people are overloaded with the information. However, the personalization can shrink that information and just based on their previously known behavior. You like this way or you want this way, so you might be just want this information, not this, and just the companies decide, our website decide which information you will receive or which information you will not receive. And the next one, personalized ads attract more attention because there is a theory that if the people are interested in one thing, and then the people are more connected to their interests. So based on their previous known behavior, personalized ads just shows according to your interest, according to your behavior. Then people's attentions are more attracted to their interests. So it can have the more profits than the other forms of the online advertisement. And as I mentioned before, it can shrink the vast information on the internet. But the cons are privacy issues first. As I said, the people's privacy are the first because, however, you allow your information to use for your Google or their trusted companies, but you cannot imagine that how your information can be used by the third party for the future. Also, they have the psychological reactance. For example, if the marketers persuade the people to buy one thing and they have more persuasion, people started to follow or choose another way. If you buy one thing, for example, the Apple companies have the more specific and more personalized messages sent to you, but some people started reacting and then they choose another, for example, the Samsung mobile phone. Also, the personal information is very vulnerable. It includes the personal information includes the debit or credit card number, or home address, or the family member names, and many informations. So it's very vulnerable information. So the companies, if the company collects the customer data, they need to protect their customers' data well. Next, please. Here, I want to share that even if the biggest companies in the world cannot protect the customer data well from the hackers. For example, in 2013, Adobe companies has lost 38 million user data. These data include debit and credit card number, name, and password. Also, in 2014, the e-commerce platform eBay has lost 145 million user data, and then these data are included name, address, birthday, passwords. Also, the Yahoo companies has lost in total of 3 billion user data in 2013 and 2014. However, Yahoo companies has hidden that they have lost the customer data to the third party. But another agency has detected that Yahoo has lost the total of 3 billion user data, and then they hidden that event and that crime from their customers because they wanted to share their to sell their share to the market. In 2018, Meta company, or formerly known as the Facebook company, has lost 87 million user data to the election company, and still they are on the jury to decide whether to solve this problem. Because in 2018 there was an election in the United States, and then it's possible that the Facebook has sold 87 million user data for the election ads. Next, please. Okay, thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, please ask now. And after all the information, I want to remind you, all of you, that again, please remind and be careful to your personal data. Please be sure that and read their privacy policy of the companies, whether they sell your information to the third party. If so, which information can be shared, and you can choose whether or not to choose the service or not. Thank you.
Thank you for Ms. Nomin Tsembel. Your presentation is amazing and beautiful. And for our audience, we have a Q&A session. Yeah, maybe for audience, if you wanna ask something, you can raise your hand, or you can write in chat. Yeah. And maybe we can wait a minute for audience to ask in this event.
Or the participants can send their questions through the chat. Mhm. You can send your question through the chat and I can read and answer. Also, in some countries or European Union have their policies that the websites cannot collect the user data. And then another services are emerging in the world now. For example, there is a data wallet service. That service allows the people to share your data with the currency, not for free. And do your country have any specific law or specific rules or regulations to control this kind of data collection? If so, please share it to me.
And apologies before, maybe we don't have a question for our one of this. Maybe we can wait 5 minutes again or conclusion. You can hear me?
I can barely hear your voice. Sorry, maybe it's because of the internet connection.
Yeah, I think we. Oh, I think we don't have no more questions for our from audience.
Ah, okay. Okay, I hope that my topic was interesting to you, and please share your question or share your experience on this kind of advertisement, so you can send an email to you also for the future.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. It's a very beneficial and we we have
Ah,
first question in our room chat from Undral Supriya. Yeah, I will.
yes, there is a question that how can personal data be used for crime? Yes, it's a good question. That this is a negative part of the collecting the data. So if from the, as I said before, the eBay company has lost the debit card number and their password, so they can steal your money uh, from your bank account. It is highly possible. Also, there is a many kind of the crime, and the researchers from the criminologists are usually study this kind of the crime.
Yeah, I think your answer is maybe we can make a discussion again.
Mhm.
Just a moment, please.
Okay. Mhm. So, is there any questions?
For now, just from Lingga Sophia only. Maybe we can wait or closing for this event.
Thank you. So no questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you
can we,
for spending your valuable time today.
yeah, can we take a picture for documentation for next month?
Mhm,
Yeah. I will say bye. See you later.
mhm.
Hey, General, please. Yeah. I will say bye. Bye.
One more thing, can internet crimes be tracked by IP address? The downside is that even if we use the software to detect the virus or something like this, there is no way we cannot detect this kind of crime. So we so I think we need to choose the trusted internet service providers and need to check whether they collect our data or not, because through the IP address, they can collect all of the data, all of the internet movements. So this kind of data collection can collect the most of the data. So we cannot detect it. And the people, students usually use they tend to use the social media platforms. So they just spend small time to check whether they use your data for the personalization purposes or not. And there is a choice that you will not allow their data collection. So just turn off that settings. Even if you turn off that settings, the company still allow and provide you their service.
This is a bit. You hear my voice now? You can hear my voice?
Yes?
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can wait 5 minutes again. Say end of this event.
Could you please type in the chat so that I
Yeah.
can clearly understand because of the voices?
I will check in a moment. Just a moment, please.
You can wait 5 again or close. Okay, we can wait for 5 minutes again.
Thank you.
Mm. And do your country have the specific law on the tracking information or the personal data? In Mongolian cases, the Mongolian parliament has just approved the law on personal data, but when I read this law, I couldn't see the internet data collection issues in this law. Okay, you can close this event if we don't have the questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for our audience who's joining with us until last session. Thank you for Miss Nomin Tsembel. Yeah, it's a very beneficial knowledge with us from us. Yeah. I hope we can meet again in other event in the next future. Yeah. Thank you for Miss Nomin Tsembel. Yeah. Maybe we can take a picture again. Yeah. I'll do say one, two.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for-
inviting our lecturer as visiting lecturer to your university. And it was a great experience for me. And it's my honor to present my interesting topic to all of you today.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for Miss Nomin. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And